A double whammy of homegrown smog and imported grime will see most of Britain engulfed in a cloud of dirty air by Monday. Trees and flowers bursting into bloom will bring a third nasty to the party, with soaring pollen levels joining in to trigger a spate of grey fever, or pollenution, with temperatures set to nudge 30°C, 86°F, over the coming days. Experts have warned people with health conditions to be on alert. Defra, the Department for Environment, Food and Rural Affairs, said pollution will creep up from the south tomorrow before drifting northwards over the weekend. Moderate levels are forecast across southwestern England, Wales and the west coast on Monday, with Scotland and much of Britain under a fog into Tuesday. People living in the West Country, particularly around Somerset, could be exposed to high levels of pollution, the forecasts warn. Getty Defra UK weather, with temperatures expected to reach almost 30°C, health warnings have been issued. A change in wind direction over the next 24 hours will bring pollutants in from the continent through tomorrow. This will meet homegrown traffic, industrial pollution and rising levels of ozone driven by the hot weather, according to Defra. A spokesman said, widespread areas of moderate air pollution are likely to develop through the three-day period, with western Britain perhaps more affected. Southern Britain may see areas of moderate air pollution as a change in the wind direction allows pollutants from continental Europe to add to locally generated sources. Adults and children with lung problems, and adults with heart problems, who experience symptoms should consider reducing strenuous physical activity, particularly outdoors. Asthmatics and people with respiratory conditions have been urged to avoid pollution hotspots over the next few days. Alison Cook, Director of Policy at the British Lung Foundation, said areas with heavy traffic and congested roads could be particularly hazardous. The pollen count is expected to be particularly high this weekend, she said. During periods of moderate or high pollution, people with respiratory conditions, such as COPD, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, and asthma, can find their symptoms worsening. To minimize this impact, people should avoid pollution hotspots, such as busy roads, particularly during rush hour. Where possible, they should also avoid congested areas, and always carry their medication with them. Long-term exposure to pollution can lead to respiratory and other health problems. This means we need urgent action across government to clean up the air we breathe. French air monitoring service Prévair predicts levels of 2 PM.5 and PM10 tiny particles of soot and metal swept into the air from vehicles and factories to rise through the coming days. It also forecasts rising levels of ozone, which can lead to coughing, irritation of the throat and tightening of the chest. Across the UK, a spokesman for the European Environment Agency said, as ozone is a powerful oxidant, it can react with a wide range of cellular components and biological materials, and may affect tissues of the respiratory tract or lung. Symptoms including cough, throat irritation, chest tightness have been reported at the same range of exposures as those affecting pulmonary function. Atmosphere monitoring service air pollution in Europe is due to get worse as over the bank holiday weekend. Studies indicate that the rates of asthma attacks and medication usage increase on days with higher ozone concentrations. Hay fever sufferers may need to stock up on nasal sprays, antihistamines and bombs, with moderate to high pollen counts forecast across the country. Central England and the northwest of Scotland are likely to be hit by the highest levels through the weekend, according to the Met Office's forecast. During periods of hot, smoggy weather, pollen can link up with pollutants to produce a highly irritant union particle causing so-called grey fever. Max Weisberg, airborne allergens expert and founder of Haymax Allergy Barrier Bombs, said a triple whammy of tree, grass and rapeseed pollen threatens misery this weekend. He said, all the trees are coming into flower at the same time, and with grass levels high and rapeseed about to blossom, it really is going to be a triple whammy. Rising pollution levels will bring another problem as pollen particles combine with pollutants to form a highly irritant combination. This is sometimes called grey fever, or more recently, it has been termed pollenution. This could be a really tough weekend for hay fever sufferers. Sonia Mund, head of helpline and nurse manager at Asthma UK, added, pollution and pollen are top triggers for asthma attacks, with each affecting an estimated 3.3 million people in the UK with asthma. People with asthma who also have a pollen allergy not only experience classic hay fever symptoms such as itchy eyes and a running nose, but are also more likely to get asthma symptoms. High levels of pollution can make pollen allergies worse, leaving some people with asthma struggling for breath and increasing their risk of a life-threatening asthma attack. The Met Office predicts this May Day holiday to be the hottest since years began, with temperatures set to hit the high 20s. Spokeswoman Nicole Maxey said, Monday we could see 27 C, 80.6 F in the southeast or possibly higher. This would beat the record for the hottest May Day set in 1999. Temperatures will reach the high teens or low 20s across the north, with only the far northwest of Scotland likely to be cooler and with the chance of some strong winds.